I'm going to be ranking the best Galaxy Opal cards right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. We have a tier list here ranking from S that goes all the way down to D tier, and we have about 30 of the best Galaxy Opal cards in my team right now. But guys, let me know in the comment section down below who are some of your guys' favorite Galaxy Opal cards to be using right now, and of course, let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But looking at the first Opal card is going to be Alex English. I would say he's probably somewhere in B tier. I think he's still a very good shooting guard. He's 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan. He's good at going to the basket, 95 driving dunk, 94 vertical, and him and Carmelo Anthony are very similar shooting guards, where I feel like there's not that big of a difference, and they're pretty much the same card. I mean, they got the jump shot on quick time, and Carmelo, Carmelo base, Carmelo upper on quick, and then he's also got like the Carmelo size up, and he's just very similar to that Opal Carmelo card. But I say Alex English is probably somewhere in that B tier category. Ben Simmons, for me personally, is probably A tier. If you guys don't know, S tier is going to be my top 5 Galaxy Opals in the game right now. Is Ben Simmons a top 5 Opal? I would say probably not. He's still an amazing point guard though, and that's why he's going to be an A tier. He's 6'11", plays really good defense, and is pretty much unstoppable around the rim if you're going up against a shorter point guard. Blake Griffin, I think, is probably somewhere in C tier. I mean, I don't think this Blake card is really much, like, really anything great, to be honest. Like, he doesn't really do anything great is what I'm trying to say, besides like finish around the rim. Obviously, he's going to be a really good dunker, having a 98 driving dunk, 98 standing dunk, really good vertical, good strength, but his jump shot only in quick timing I don't feel like is the best of jump shots. He does have a ton of Hall of Fame. Finishing badges, but overall, I think Blake Griffin probably somewhere in C tier. Billy Knight for me, another A tier card, maybe even S tier, but I think for right now, Billy's going to be that perfect A tier card. Really good defender, has one of the cleanest, most smooth jump shots in the game, and just all around, I think Billy Knight is probably somewhere in that A tier category. Vince Carter, I think you also got to throw an A tier. Another really good offensive shooting guard. He could drive to the basket with the best of them. He's got a great jump shot with that Kyle Kuzma base, and then he's got some very solid SIG. So all around, I think Vince Carter is probably somewhere in A tier. Steph Curry, I think you got to throw C. As much as I think you can have a lot of success with this card if you know how to use Steph Curry, and I think he's a lot better than most people give him credit for, because he just feels so good on the offensive end. He's got that quick drop off one. He's got a great jump shot, amazing dribble SIGs. I don't think he's like a competitive point guard, with the Magic Johnsons, with the Ben Simmons, because he's just going to get, mashed every single play. And then I think Damian Lillard is kind of on that same tier, same level as well, where they're both going to be really good offensive point guards, but they're definitely going to lack a tiny bit of defense, and they're just a little bit too small, comparing to Ben Simmons, Magic, Denny, all these taller point guards. I think C tier is probably fair for them. I mean, you can maybe even argue D tier, but I think C tier is probably fair. I'm still gonna, respect them in the fact that they're good offensive cards, just really a liability on the defensive end. For me, Dirk Nowitzki is probably high B tier. I still think Dirk is an amazing power forward. Don't get it twisted by me having him in B. I still think he's a really good power forward. I just feel like he lacks a little bit of defense and a little bit of speed. Every time I play Dirk, I feel like I can just blow by him with my other power forward, and I feel like he's a little bit of a liability on the defensive side of things. He's going to be amazing offensively though. He's got a great jump shot. They even gave him the MJ dribble style. He's got a 98 three-pointer, tons of Hall of Fame shooting badges. So I'm not saying by any means Dirk is a bad power forward. He's still maybe a top 5 power forward, probably like 7 or 8, I would say. So he's still definitely a top 10 power forward, but I just think there's better options in the game, and even better Galaxy Opal power forwards that we'll talk about here in a second. Gary Payton, I mean, you can make a real argument for Gary Payton being a top 5 Galaxy Opal. I think I'll probably keep him in A tier for now, just because I feel like there could be a couple better point guards at the Opal tier. I think him and Ben Simmons is a very close debate. I personally like Gary Payton a little bit over Ben. I know some people, or maybe most people, would disagree with that, but I just think Ben is so nice on the offensive end. He's obviously going to be a great defender, having like a 99 steal, 98 perimeter, 99 lateral quickness. I mean, he's just unreal on the defensive end. And then he's got some amazing SIGs and a very good jump shot as well. Rudy Gay, I feel like you either go high B tier or low A tier. I think for now I'll probably go B, and then I think James Harden will probably also be B tier as well. I think like these 3 guys, like not really Alex English, but these 3 guys are all really hovering just below that A tier category. They're more of like a B plus, not really in B tier. Like I think if you want to throw them all in A, you could, but then it's like we don't really have that many cards in B tier. So I feel like for me personally, they probably got to go down to that B tier category, but still going to be, like I said, amazing cards at all of their positions. Dominique Wilkins, I think he's a very underrated shooting guard. I know I was kind of hating on him at first when he first dropped, because Dominique Wilkins card usually aren't very good in my team if I could actually spell his name right. But yeah, like when he first dropped, I didn't think he was going to be that good, but if you can get used to his jump shot, he's a really good rim running point guard. Like, his jump shot isn't the best, but he's so good at going to the basket with the Russell Westbrook size up. He's got the MJ dribble style. Even the normal two-leaner is really nice. You know, defensive stats and badges are solid for a Dominique card. And then obviously, like I said, going to that basket, he's going to be one of the best rim running shooting guards in the game. And I think all around, he probably deserves to be somewhere in B tier. Jonathan Isaac, 1000% going to be an A. I think honestly might even be in that S tier category. Like, I think Jonathan Isaac is probably a top 5 Galaxy Opal card. I mean, he's just so elite at that small forward position, being 6'11", one of the best all-around defenders in the game. I mean, I'd say Jonathan Isaac easily going to be in my S tier. Jokic, I feel like is that low A tier spot. I think him and Dirk, there is a tiny bit of a difference. Like, I think Jokic is a decent amount better than a guy like Dirk, but not by a crazy amount. Just, I think he's slightly better than Dirk. He's just got a better jump shot, in my opinion. He's a way better defender. He's faster. He pretty much just does everything better than Dirk, at least in my opinion. Russell Westbrook, I think you got to throw high B tier. I don't think he's on the same level as a Ben Simmons or a Gary Payton. I think he's just kind of that one step down, one tier down, kind of like Dirk Nowitzki compared to Jokic. I feel like he's just that one tier below, and I feel like he's kind of on the same level as a James Harden. Kevin Durant, it might be surprising. I think he's going C tier. I think he is probably better than Curry, better than Dame, and better than Blake, but his jump shot is still very questionable. I don't think he's better or on the same tier as anybody in B tier, like Rudy Gay, Dominique Wilkins, you know, Alex English. I don't think he's better than any of these guys. So for now, I'll probably keep KD in that C tier category. Kevin Garnett, though, another KD, KG. I think KG is going to be in the A tier category 1000%. I think he's a better power forward than Jokic, and you can make an argument he possibly could be in the S tier category, but for now, I'll probably just keep him in A tier. But a card that is definitely going in S is going to be this Galaxy Opal Magic card. I mean, I still feel like he's the best Galaxy Opal point guard in the game over Gary Payton, over Ben Simmons. Even though I think it's a close debate between him and Ben and between him and Gary Payton, it's a very close debate, like not that much of a difference. I still feel like you got to give the edge to Magic, at least in my opinion. But if you want to throw Ben in S tier and Magic in A, I think that's also a very fair, you know, debate and comparison as well. Mikal Bridges, I think you got to throw C. I mean, once again, just like Kevin Durant, another really good card. And all these guys in C, I'm not saying are bad cards. It's just, I think these guys are just on a different level. I think I also want to throw Curry and Dame down into D tier. But if I do this, then I know a lot of people are going to get, you know, a little bit upset with me in the comment section. So I'll leave that maybe till the end of the video and see where I do want to put Curry and Dame. I just don't think they're kind of on the same level as a Mikal Bridges and a Kevin Durant. But Mike Bantam, I think he's easily got to be S tier. Probably the best small forward in the game, even over a guy like Jonathan Isaac. He's got a great jump shot, one of the easiest in the game to green. Like, if you look at this card on 2KDB, like, his stats and badges are super well rounded, and he's a 6'9" small forward with a 7'1" wingspan, but his stats and badges aren't the reason why he's so good. It's when you go to the animation screen, he's got the Kyle Kuzma base and the Rudy Gay upper, one of just the most smooth jump shots in the game and so easy to green. And then he's also got some pretty good dribble sigs. He's got the normal leaner, some good dunk packages. Tendencies wise, he's pretty good as well. I mean, just all around, I think Mike Bantam is probably the best small forward and definitely one of the best Galaxy Opal cards. Anthony Edwards, he's got to go in D tier. I just wanted to include him on this tier list because I know some people probably have finished domination and they want to know, you know, kind of where Ant-Man does rank, but I really don't think he's that great of a card, to be honest. I would take Mikal Bridges at the shooting guard position a lot more over a guy like Ant, so I feel like he's got to be in D tier. Next Opal card, though, is probably still the best card in the game and definitely going to be the best Opal, which is 1000% going to be Yao Ming. I mean, he's just the most broken card in my team, probably history. I mean, at least up there with one of the most broken cards. Like, he's 7'6". He came out in January with an 83 ball or 80 speed, 79 3 ball. Like, it's ridiculous with how good of a card this Yao Ming is. Michael Porter Jr., I think, is on that same level as Rudy Gay. I do think both these guys are really good at the small forward position. I just don't know if they're A tier. They're very close to that A tier category. Like I said, a lot of these guys in B tier could possibly be in that A tier category. Nate Thurman, I think, is another really solid B tier card. I think he's kind of underrated, but I would say he's probably B alongside Pascal Siakam, another really good defensive small forward. I would definitely take Pascal over a guy like Kevin Durant. I just feel like all around, he provides me a little bit more on the defensive end. He's better going to the basket. Jump shot wise, I mean, Siakam's release is probably actually a little bit better than Kevin Durant's because it's faster. And once you get it down, it's actually a way easier jump shot to green, in my opinion. So I think all around, Siakam pretty much does everything better than a guy like Kevin Durant. Scottie Pippen, I think you got to throw S tier. He's still one of the best defensive shooting guards in the game, or small forwards. Like, he can play lockdown defense on the other person's best ball handler. Jonathan Isaac and him, I feel like, are a close debate at small forward, but I would take Jonathan Isaac over Scottie Pippen at the 3, just because of his defense, his length, and overall, I think his jump shot is comparable to a guy like Scottie Scottie Pippens. Ray Allen, I think he's got to be another, A tier card. I think he's kind of on the same tier as a Vince Carter and a Billy Knight. These three shooting guards are very, very close in my opinion. And then we got Josh Smith, who, I mean, his jump shot is barely usable, but I feel like you still got to throw him. I'm going to go C tier alongside Terry Dishinger. I mean, his jump shot is just pretty much unusable. He's such a good card other than that, but his jump shot is so unusable in game. And then I think Galaxy Opal Yi is just going to be on the same tier as a Dirk. I think they're very close at that power forward position. So now, guys, we do have to move one of these cards from A tier into the S tier category. I know it might seem a little bit surprising, but I'm kind of deciding between KG, Billy Knight, and Gary Payton. I think these three guys are the best Galaxy Opals in A tier. I know a lot of people would probably say Ben Simmons, but me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Ben. I think you got to go Billy Knight. I do think he's a little bit better of a card than a KG and a Gary Payton. But guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my Galaxy Opal tier list? And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.